Hi, I'm Michi, and welcome back to Daily Reflections. Previously, we've already covered a couple of basics in relation to public speaking, and today we'll see even more. Before we get started, friendly reminder, the four stages of public talk: the planning, the preparation, the practicing, and the delivery. And it's all about, or mostly about, the first three stages, and the delivery is really just the end result. Now let's see and let's visualize you're in the delivery phase and you're on stage. The basics we're going to talk about are probably already known to you, and they won't need too much explanation. So imagine yourself on a stage. You're looking at the audience, or in a conference room, there's sitting a bunch of people, and you're presenting your newest slide deck, your newest project. One important thing is eye contact. Nobody wants a person talking to them but always looking somewhere else. So the trick is really to hold eye contact with the audience, and especially if it's more than one person, which it usually is, then you gotta look at all of them. Naturally, that doesn't work simultaneously, but see your group of people that you're looking at as individuals, at people being part of that conversation, and then not just randomly staring around the room, but really look at the people, talk to them. And as long as you can view it in a way that you talk to them, then you will also manage to actually look them into the eyes. You will feel their perception, their feedback, and try not, especially if you have like a presentation as a supportive tool, try not to stare at that, because you're not really talking to the presentation, you're talking to the people. You want them to listen to you, so look at them. It's very much the same as in any other conversation. The person you're talking to but not looking at you, you won't feel so comfortable, and you probably lose attention quite fast. Then there's another thing, pacing. And that really depends on you, your style, what you feel comfortable with, but also the topic you're addressing. There are topics that need a faster pacing, especially if you're super excited, and there are other topics that need slower pacing because it might be more complex, more complicated, or just the mood you want to deliver, like the emotion. Then you might choose a different pacing. I don't want to throw a number right now. You should feel somehow what is a too slow pace or too fast pace, because you can go too slow or too fast, regardless of what you're trying to achieve. So just be aware of pacing and that it matches first what you're capable of, although that can be trained, and then also whether it fits the current situation and the circumstances. Another important thing, especially for complicated topics, but also in general, is pauses. Especially if we're nervous, and it happens to me, then I would just run through my talk. I will kind of have the feeling to just let's get it over, but the audience won't like it. So, quite important, especially after you made a point or at points where you want people to think about something, make a pause, give them time to think, give them time to let it sink in. And I know, especially if you're practicing pauses, it can feel awkwardly long. But in usually what you feel like is a 10-second pause was barely a second for the audience, or like measured in reality. So you can really exaggerate pauses because you might feel pauses to be much shorter than they really are. And consider that you already know the topic you're talking about. You have, again, did the planning, the preparation, you concerned yourself with that topic for hours, weeks, months, your lifetime. So you know everything and you don't need that break to let it sink in, think about it, reflect on it. But the audience might hear it for the very first time and they need that break in between your messages so that they can actually think about it. Another basic, filler words. It's common we have a natural tendency to fill the void. Maybe you know that you're with friends, you're with your partner, and I think the threshold is like 3 seconds or something like that, that we are comfortable with nobody talking. And very much the same is true for public speaking. So maybe you lost your line, you're still thinking about what will come next or what you want to say next. And what we naturally do is putting in filler words. Classic. Uh, um, or like I did right now. For me, it's usually the end. I put ends between my sentences because I also cannot stay that awkward pause. But that's also an opportunity. Like if you're conscious about your filler words, and you will quickly, very quickly identify what those are. If you work on it, if you get rid of it, that also plays into or pays into that pausing, because just take it out and you'll have natural pause. Important here is that you feel comfortable with it. And it won't be comfortable in the beginning, especially pauses. So maybe have a look on the filler words you're using and then replacing them with pauses. Won't feel natural, but after a while, it will become a very comfortable habit. Let's recap. First, eye contact. Important. Again, imagine a very common conversation with a person. You want them to look at you. It's okay to, for a moment, look somewhere else, but in general, look at the person you're speaking to. Then we had the pacing, depending on the topic, might be slower or faster, but shouldn't be too slow or too fast. We had pauses. Pausing is important for people to do the thinking, to take in your words. And that leads us to filler words. They're like common thing, but you can work on it and you can easily replace those filler words with pauses. And if you have a look on those basics, that already will increase the perception of your talks to a certain degree. And they're quite easily to do. So it doesn't like take that much brain power to work on these basic things. All right. Next time we'll cover a couple of more advanced topics. And for now, I'll leave you with the basics. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.